Oh, hi, hey, all right. As you can see, I've not had my hair cut for a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna get me out in a minute. I've forgotten how to do all this. Honestly, I've just been sitting here going, but I can do this. We'll have a little bit. Right, listen, no super chats, little bullet. They won't work. I'm not on Patreon anymore. Only entropy. Only entropy. I mean, you can drop a couple of quid into Subscribe Star and that if you want. I am still on the Ponce because all the I've got 3 books of shorts almost done. Really, yeah. The novel is just days away in terms of getting it written, but then I've got to get it formatted. I've got to get a cover done. I've got to get a preface written by some. I might have to pull on one of my um, celebrity friends. I mean that'll be scraping the barrel. And here, written, prefaced by Frank Spencer. Celebrity. It would appear that we should all be going right, but entropy doesn't seem to be working. And when that's the only, you can still donate to entropy when it ain't live, by the way. But if you want to donate to entropy. I've just put it there. You can still donate there even when it ain't showing. It's because I still need stuff for the book covers and formats. But anyway, this is all gone a little bit fast. Let's have a little bit of music. Let's have a bit of music and get this working a little bit more what we're used to. We'll share that. We'll play that. We'll turn that down. There you go. There you go. That's a bit better. And let me get a hat on. Let me fill my water up. Hydrate. Exactly, John. Exactly. I don't know if you need to say it so many times. The old crap earns a bit higher though. On in for every inch nearer your belly button, you put on another 5 years. But it's lovely to see you all. I'm putting like 14 hours work today. I was going to do some writing, but I just thought, have a night off. Watch a movie or something, chill out. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. This gives me adequate time to stream. Put some water, Picari sweat. Picari sweat. Jimmy, no, you can't do any. No one can give super chats. I'm not on Patreon anymore. They're going to give you that money back. If you want to donate to Entropy. I might not be on. It might not say I'm live, but you'll see a little bit that says donate. All that money will go back to you. No super chats. I suppose I should really stop being. If you. anyone concerned this isn't me and it's some kind of AI. I think I've fucked enough things up in the few minutes we've had already to prove it's me. But I've left Patreon, and because people hadn't shut their account, so there were people paying £20 a month on there, and that's just not on for what, one stream a month. So I just stopped it. I quit Patreon. So Entropy it is. I don't know why Entropy ain't working though. It's very bizarre. I wonder if I put my VPN on, it might work. But the old VPN tends to slow the yeah. Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself as much as I am. A minute ago, it all went, everything closed down, and then I had that picture. Do you remember the Chinese man and woman singing the Mandon theme? That came back up on both screens. So I was very confused. I hear by the look of it, it looks like Moslab is on the firm. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Nice of you to stick your head in. There he is. There he is. Ted's here as well. Hello, mate. Right, listen, I'm not trying to grift you, but don't. Patrons over. If you want to donate, you can steal Entropy, and the link's in the description and it's on the screen, and that would be handy. Right. I've got some funny things to tell you, but before I tell you something funny, I want to tell you something. Hello, Martin. Hello to all of you. What I want to tell you, hello, Mrs. Me in it. How are you? Hello, Brian. No cat Popeyes here. All good. In Phnom Penh tonight, I don't know, it's probably about 30 at the moment. It's about 1 in the morning. Yeah, I'm ungrifting. You know, you'd be hard pressed to have me coming on here going, no Patreon. There you go. Look, there's our lad. Lovely. Hello, Neil, Manny Moo, Tyler. I had a lovely birthday. My girlfriend, she risked the AK-47s and the whips. There's whips there. If you get caught in the wrong place, and she couldn't get here without the tuk-tuk going all round the houses, and if they catch her, I had a geezer come in the back of my tuk-tuk with his AK-47 aimed at me. Literally, he's having an argument with the driver. Basically, the driver's saying, you ain't meant to be on this road. And the driver's sort of arguing, saying, he has to go to the shops, he has to go to the shops. And I was just like, what the fuck's happening here? But whereas in England airports, it's 2 fingers across the trigger, thumb on safety, he's got his finger on the trigger and he's just got it round his neck, sort of aiming down. So when he's looked in the back of the tuk-tuk, it's pointing at me. So if that goes off, I mean, AK-47s are old weapons. And the ones that they have out here haven't been knocked up recently. These are probably from the war. And, you know, fucking hell, man. That could have just gone. Imagine it was on automatic and it just went. I only wanted to go to Super Duper, you bastard. Yeah. I imagine you've got yours all super glued on, full time, no safety. Hello, Nicholas. Nice to see you, sir. I'm going to tell you something beautiful. Really beautiful. Yeah. You reckon? I don't know. Mozcat might be able to help us. What size is a AK round, Moslab? Work out how much it would have hurted me. I reckon it might have been quite severe. She's all right. She's out in the provinces having a lovely time. Thanks, man. Thanks. Nora, you're absolutely right. I've heard the geezer talk. Oh, I should have asked Nora, shouldn't I? Look, of course. 'Cause Nora's military. Yeah, I've heard people talk about them. You can swim with them. You can bury them for 5 years in the wet mud. You can do all sorts of things, and you'll still get bullets out of it. Quite a thing. Well, as anything bigger than 1 mil, I think, would have hurt. I'm used to 1 mils. I've had a life of them. Listen, let me tell you something lovely. I'm not gonna oust anyone because I think he's here. But I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something that was real wonderful. So I mentioned something. Mrs. Me in it. Look at her doing mouse cat in No Favours. He's a 7.62 mil, is he? Jesus. Hello, Schrodinger's Gaffney. They're all here tonight. Hello, Steve. Dub Powers turned up for the show. Good Lord, last time I looked at the numbers, it was like 168 of you. Look at that. A little bit of dyslexic scrub love. Always happy to take it, however it comes. Packers on the firm. Nice to see you. John Clough is just oofing it. Right. Have I got it sounds fine. It sounds like a lovely evening in. I'll be running around naked in front of myself. Not quite as erotic. Right, hello, boy. Are you over there keeping it all? Let me get that. I can't. Let me turn that off. I don't know why entropy is not working. That's pissed me off a little bit. When it's your only income, and I've got books to pay for. I've lost $15.99. Oh no, I haven't, because you can. Maybe those people have still used entropy, and I'll see it later. Marco's been binge watching my channel. Well, if you like my channel, you can always subscribe to my Substack, where I release 2 stories every month. I've put the link in the chat. Sign up to that. Click that link there. Not that one. That's Rose giving me a slap and telling her she misses me. Oh, how nice. But yeah, give that a little tap. You'll be all right. Mrs. Packer says hello. Why isn't that bastard entropy working? I'm going to give it one more pop and watch everything close down. I'm going to have a word with them and complain. Anyway, I can shut that as well. That don't need to be open. So listen, I mentioned something briefly in my last. Oh, someone's just signed up already. I wonder if it's someone who's in here. Nice one. I've just seen it come up on my phone. I won't mention you. I won't grass you. Woodlander can't help reading my shorts in my voice. I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Fortune, Hey. Couple of requests for a bit of that, so there you go. Oh, I wonder. Yeah. Oh, you. Nice. Hello, Chrissy. Chrissy, no super chats. Only entropy. And entropy is not working for me, but you can still, it still works. I'm not muted, Jip, you cheeky Jip. Hello, Yiz. Marky Mark. Right, so listen. I mentioned something. I don't really remember how it all started, but it was something to do with my work stuff. Hello, Frog Squatch. Hello, Aramas. Rusky, lovely to see you. Hello, Ralph. And I don't talk about work because it involves other people and not just me. So that's not really fair. And that's always been my thing with work. People often say to me, talk, tell us more about your day job and all that. But, you know, it involves 7 or 8, 9 other people. So can't. You like that, did you, Jip? That's my favourite bit as well. I'm going to do it again. No. I'm just pitching myself. Farten, tarten, tay. It's just lovely. Right. So this story that isn't even a story. RMF's on the firm. Lovely to see. The Truth Will Set You Free has turned up. Raymond Piper. Lovely. Right. I mentioned something briefly in the last stream. And one of the scrubs who will literally remain nameless. This isn't a joke. Nice one, Jess. Lovely. Well, Raymond, that's how it's always been. Content. Much like I don't have a plot in my novels, in my writing, I don't have content on my stream. Don't ever suggest I have content again, or they'll, you know, me and you are going to fall out. Illuminatus, good to see you, mate. Hope you're grafting. I'm sort of on lockdown, but it's sort of weird. You can sort of go some places and you can occasionally hear the clicks of the AKs in the distance where someone's tried to drive off after deliberately going down a wrong road, a red zone road. Not joking. You'll just be sitting there and you'll hear anyway. And then basically this thing I've got going on at work, which involves legal issues, right? Legal issues. Now, the last time I had to get a legal advice, he cost a fortune. This is why I told the story. He was mates rates, and it was still something like 500 an hour. And that contract went back and forth between me and the other party. It was a shares division in a company. It went back and forwards. Every time it went back to the other bloke, I thought, that's another monkey. Jesus Christ. And the geezer carked it. He was a friend of mine as well. He carked it. And the chambers, I think they're called, they never asked for the money. And it must have been up around 4 or 5 grand by that point. Anyway, one of the scrubs, we had a little back and forwards on here. And he said, give us your email then, and we'll have a little chat about it. And he has absolutely spent time on it. I mean, it is his thing. It is hello, Charlie. Hello, Zen Maverick. It is his thing. Like, he couldn't have been better qualified for the problem that I required legal advice for, right? Like if it was something to do with corporate liquidation, which is something I've kind of made up, but I'm sure it exists, then this geezer's main thing was liquidating corporations. You know, he was that. If I went out looking for someone to pay for this info, it wouldn't have been surprising if I'd have got to his page. He was so right for the help I needed. And I'm telling you this now, this geezer done loads of writing, 3 or 4 emails, and I said to him, I said, look, I'm not after a freebie, I'm not after mates rates. I just, if you can help me, I've just got a couple of little questions. And I expected him to just sort of two sentences, just blah 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 blah, because he does this for a living, and you know, when you're not working, the last thing you want to do is work, especially for nil. And as far as I can see, he's done me a service. And I wrote back and asked him a couple of extra questions, which he got back to me on, and said, anything else you want to know. And I felt a bit weird about it. And the pair of us had a bit of back and forth about being working class and how it can sometimes guilt you out, and you know, all the weird stuff that goes with you know, growing up without a pot to piss in, and blah blah blah. And he's answered all my questions. It's like I've gone to see someone and got the advice I needed. And it's just so nice when something like that happens in life, when you know, when people, hello Rise of the Right, hello 42. It's just lovely when you know, when someone's done you a favor. And I know that a lot of us have done this here. I know that a lot of people have exchanged emails. I know we've helped a lot of people get clean. Hello, Carlson. Carlson, no super chats. I've closed down Patreon. Entropy you can use, even though it's not showing as working. I'm only saying that because you're usually quite generous, and I don't want you giving Patreon money that you might not get back. But nice to see you, Carson, as well. I'll do the odd stream here and there. Yeah, it's lovely to see you all as well, Kelly. It is lovely, and it just reminded me of what the sort of things we've done in this stream and the people we've helped. And as I've gone through all the emails, and there's a lot of them, you know, people have said so many nice things. You know, not just about the stream or me, but about all of you lot. Hello, John. Nice to see you, mate. You know, and how, no, I've left Patreon. It's all hard it's all hard to explain. But Entropy does work, even though it's not showing. If you really want to donate, you can go there, and it will let you donate. Because now when you've got the book done, then you've got to get the formatting and the cover and all that shit. So I'm not off the hook yet, but I'll do it. I'll sort it out somehow. Hello, Kieran, you cheeky little Kieran. Hello, LC350. Yeah, man. And I just thought, out of all those streams we done, and it was always because those days when the chat didn't work, there was no point doing the stream, was there? Because these streams aren't listen to me. That's dull as fuck. It was about talking to each other and helping each other out. Look at that. Jess has even said that, something as beautiful as that. Yeah, watch out for Max and Stacey. I used to sit drinking coffee with them outside Bar Italia. They used to they've been talking about silver for about 10 years. Buy silver, it's gonna go, it's gonna fly. They said 5 years. Oh, then 10 years. Oh, I don't know. But I you know, it's an interesting one, Bitcoin. but not interested enough to talk about. I want to thank you all for subscribing to my Substack. It's been incredible. The numbers are amazing. I was thinking 6 months I might get 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, but I'm getting about 9 new ones a day. And so that's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Says who's here? Hello, mate. Iron Monkey said the stories are always great, Danger. I started with your first millennial. The university stories had me hooked. Hang on. Oh yeah, millennial with yeah, of course. Yeah. Nice one. Well, I'm writing them. I am pumping them out, man. I'm doing a 14-year shift at work. 14 years? What? In one day? 14 years in one day. 14-hour day, and then I'm writing. And you know what? I'm telling you now. And anyone who's creative, hello, Hair in the Gate. Lovely to see you. Hello, Jim. Hello, Arius. Anyone who's a creative will know this, or not just creative, fighters will know it, jiu-jitsu practitioners, people like that. But when you get in that flow state, it's heaven. It's absolute heaven. When it's all just coming together. And I'm sitting here needing a piss for about an hour and a half. Because I don't want to move. Don't get me wrong, I didn't put a bucket in between my legs. And I didn't just let it flow. I'm not talking about that kind of flow state. But having a piss was a bad example, wasn't it? But I just didn't want to leave that. It was all just coming together. It was just, that makes me very happy when it's working like that. Hello, Jason Rigby. Ralph Winters on the phone. Stephen Goodgravy is accusing me of having powers beyond all likelihood. Colin? There you go, Kieran. As long as you weren't full of amphetamines and it was to wipe your ass with in the morning. But if it's good, yeah, it's bliss. It's absolute bliss. Because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be doing with my time. Space Opera Mark. You see that? Just a little flash into the screen. Dennis Menace has turned my flow state into something quite disgusting. Imagine sitting there going, "This is amazing. I've never. It's just all coming together. The words are just." And then just sort of just keep it warm for a while. Oh, Dennis, what a terrible, terrible image you forced me to conjure up. Which is why, see you later, Moslab. He popped his head in, and that's all right. I'm not going to tell you his private life, but he's busy. And I tell you what, if everyone in America was like him, America would be what he's got going on and what he's done with his life. I literally salute him. It's quite incredible. There you go, making watches with the old anal machine. There you go, Michael. That's it, yeah. If everyone was like Moslab, America would be great again. It really would. It really would. family, and making it count, getting things done. You know, one of the things I noticed, and I was in my 30s when I noticed it, and I don't think that's well, I know why that was, because that's when I started getting things done. You were all right fucking about in your 20s, really. I mean, 26, 27. I mean, I know I'm not one to talk, but in my 30s, I got busy and I started doing things that were going to change the rest of my life for the better. And one thing that has stayed with me, and I'm continually reminded of it by people I meet, is people who talk a good project, people who talk a good success story, and the ones who do it, the ones who take the risks, the ones who make it work. You know, not talking about becoming multimillionaires, not talking about any of that sort of stuff, but just doing things rather than just letting your life just drag past like Groundhog Day. Wake up, sit in front of the telly, eat some crisps, go to a job you hate. And also, it reminds me out here, and I've said this before, out here, there's no welfare, none, none. And this is what gets me. And I know I've said it on this channel before, countless times, but it's really important. Because we've had welfare in England for so long, the amount of people you say, why are you on the dole? And they're like, well, there's no jobs, is there? And you'll hear people go, well, the town I come from, they shut down the mines. There's no work. So everyone's on the dole. Well, I live in a country where there's no work. But what people do is generate wealth. You know, they don't, because there's not a job, they don't just sit there and die through not eating. They realize that they've got to do something. Otherwise, they don't eat. It's that simple. Otherwise, they've got nowhere to live. And I'll tell you what, even with welfare, and it's fucking massive welfare in England, the amount of money people get, listen to this. This isn't a lie. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you. Hello, David. Oh, fuck. I ruined that, didn't I? Hello, our pal. Please forgive me for that. It's been a while. I know people on welfare who've managed to buy houses. More than one or two. Moslabs. You've got to get out to America though, and he walks around behind you with an MP5. So listen to there's people on welfare who've managed to get their council house and all that. They've managed to rent a house and then get mortgage on it and then buy it, and they've got to live in it for 2 years, then they can sell it. And these are people who are doing this in central London. So they sell that house for 300 grand, buy another house for 250 grand, spend 50 grand doing it up, sell that 420. These are people on the dole. Now listen, the amount of money they're giving people in England, right? There's more homeless. I saw more homeless people in every town in England I ever went to, apart from the lush villages and, you know, the nice places like Cornwall and all, you know, Poole and places like that. But you don't see many homeless people around here. You see a few, but nothing like you do in England. Nothing like hordes of them. And that's because they haven't been brought up in a culture that says, don't want to do anything, don't worry about it. We'll house you, we'll feed you. it's such a travesty on a nation welfare. See you later, Dan. Thanks for popping in. And the other problem with welfare is it's a trap, because this is what happens. Oh, yeah. Jeff, when I said that, I was thinking, is there a place down there called Sandbanks or something? That was the area I was trying to. Sandbanks, something like that. But it's a trap, because you get your income support, you get your housing benefits. There you go, Sandbanks. Yeah, that's where I meant when I said Paul. I didn't mean down the Bournemouth area, which is just full of junkies because there's so many fucking rehab centres down there. So you get down there, you get your house paid for you, so you don't pay rent. You get a couple of £100 a week if you can get your DLA. It used to be called DLA. Don't know what it's called now. Listen to this. I got written off. I got a Med 4. I went for this interview. I was sitting down, right, and the geezer was going, "Have you got a?" I was there because I was a heroin addict, and he goes, "Have you got a social group?" I went, "Nah," and I was just acting like a dummy. I mean, it's easy to play the game. At one point, he said, "Can you touch your toes?" And I leant forward and went, "Yeah, just about." I had to try not to laugh myself. He went, "No, stand up." And I just sort of went, "Nah, fucking joking. I can touch him going backwards." Anyway, in the end, he went, "Right, I'm going to give you a Med 4. And I knew what it was. They are disabled living allowance, now called PIP. A Med 4 writes you off for life. And I had it framed on my wall because I was that sort of Burke. And it said, client Christopher Dangerfield is unable for work for the foreseeable future. Reason. And then there was a bit where you fill it in by hand. Opiate addiction. No, severe opiate addiction. Stamp. Basically meant I didn't have to sign on. Just sat at home with money going into my bank. I know about 20 people who live out in India. Lovely lives. They live in these big teepees or these big huts on the beach. They're eating lovely Indian food all the time. They're going to parties all the time. They're in their 30s and 40s. Don't do a day's work. They've got their DLA going into their account because they don't have to sign on. They can live wherever they want. So look, there you go. Look, 1,200 a month on PIP. Now I'm not getting at you, Rise of the Right, and some people need it, but this is where the trap is. How are you going to get a job? Because when you realise that welfare keeps you where you are, your life is never going to improve. It's never going to change. You're never going to grow. So you think, right, I'm going to go and apply for a job. Now, if you get that job, you've got to sign off. But you need a month's deposit for your house, for a new house, and a month's rent. So that's a month's deposit and a month's rent up front. Then you've got to do all your house up. Look, this geezer's getting £1,200. How are you going to get a job when you've never worked? And they say to you, "What have you been doing for the last 4 years?" "Oh, I've been on the dole." "Oh, what is it? Sciatica or did you have a sickness?" "Nah, just didn't like it." And that's why welfare is a trap, because it's almost impossible to leave. To leave. Nice one, white is the new green. That's very interesting. To leave welfare, you're going to be skint for at least 6 months on top of doing work. But being on welfare gets you into the habit of not working. And then, hello, alt rock lover. And then out of nowhere, You've got to set your alarm for 7:30. Jump on a train for half hour into central London. Have people telling you what to do. Get your shirt ironed. Get your suit pressed. Oh, I haven't got a suit. Go down a Dole, ask for the money for a suit. They'll tell you to fuck off. So now you're ending up in a high street suit, something that makes you look like a right Burke. The trousers have had an argument with your shoes, and you can see your red socks or your football socks because they're the only clean pair you had. It's an absolute. It ruins nations and it traps you. I used to think I was the dog's bollocks blagging the Dole. I used to sign on in about 8 different people's names because in Leeds they had 4 different job centres, so you could sort of play it. And in those days it was easy, and I'd sign on in different people's names. And then when I left there, I just carried on. I just done it when I went back to my mum's thing. I'd done it all on the legit, and I was quite happy, but I wasn't. I thought I was. But once I actually done something, once I actually made something of my life and set up a business and felt the self-respect, the self-esteem that you get from succeeding at something, of creating something and working hard on it and watching it grow, and then you become the warrior that people have been for millennia. It's only a couple of 100 years they've turned us into these mamby-pamby adult babies. If you're dull blagging, you just haven't matured. You're a child in a man's body. And the thing is, it will get you. It will do you. You think you're having it off. Look at all those mugs working. Not me. I got my PIP or I got my DLA or whatever it is. But people meet people at work. People get a social group at work. People meet lovers at work. People go to parties at work. People go from one job to another. They start building up friends. When you're on the dole, you've got your other dole mates, and then you've got dole D-U-double-L as well as D-O-L-E, and just sit around. Should we have another bifter? Fucking hell, man. Nah, it's a bad one. And then when you get to about 40 or 50, you look back at your life, you're going to be like, yeah, I showed them. Hello, Bertie. Hello, Ledden. Campbell's on the firm. Let's see what Rise of the Writer's got to say. Dangerfield. 4 years ago, I was in a bad situation which left me in hospital for 5 months. And now I have to use a wheelchair. No. When you said it about your PIP, I did say, I'm not saying you're blagging it. I said that. You know, I think for sure if you can't work, a civilized society has got preparations for that. You know, over here, no welfare at all is the other extreme. There are some people who starve to death because they've got whatever, you know. So, yeah, there is another extreme. But dishing it out like they do, Jesus. Well, where did all that come from? But Brutus liked it. Oops, there's a burp. Yeah, I think that's a simple and an honest way of looking at it. But I'll tell you what, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I knew about 50 people who were claiming benefits, and not one of them needed to. Not one. It's bullshit. I mean, look at that. You go for an interview to see whether you're going to get your Med 4, see whether you're a junkie, and they ask you things like, have you got a social life? What am I going to say? Oh, yeah, I'm up the French house. I go up the Groucho Club. No, it's quite funny. Robbie Williams has got celebrity big face. It's about 1.5 feet big. No, I'm not going to tell him that. When he says to me things like, do you sleep well? I'm like, yeah, I'm a bed by about 9:30, wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, have a healthy breakfast. I went to him. I sometimes nod off like just where I'm sitting, but I don't really bother getting in the bed. I've just got like a chair with bottles of piss all around it where I can't be bothered to get up. Too busy on the pipe, you know. Sometimes I run out of bottles, so I sort of just squeeze one out the window. But it's making the front garden smell of piss, and the neighbours are complaining, so probably have to move soon. It's just bollocks. It's just what kind of interview is that? They should get you in there. They should get someone to start pushing you around. And if you suddenly see how much energy you can find when someone's slapping you about, then you start going in for some action. You go, hang on a minute, you can do that. You can drill holes in things. I'm signing you off. Go on, fuck off, you ponce. Yeah, Gaffney's got celebrity big face as well. Oh, yeah, sorry, same face. Do you remember? Let's do it again. Let me see if I can get this entropy working. I've got to fucking pay for these book covers. Can't believe it. You're streaming once a year. You dirty motherfuckers. Well, you can still donate anyway, even though it's not working. If you click on it, you can still do it. Help us out, Governor. Trying to get my books out. If you haven't signed up to my Substack either, do that. It's easy now. I've worked out how to do it. That's the Substack. Oh, that ain't. That's Campervan Jim Bob just laughing his head off. Who said that excellent idea? Yeah, the old welfare witch trials. Yeah, chuck them in a swimming pool. If they need help getting out, all right, yeah, you can have a couple of quid. If they fucking swim to the side, go, what are you doing? Going, getting you a job. Start next week. Carlson knew an alcoholic who drank spirits, weed, then drank the weed because it had alcohol in it that hadn't been absorbed. I've seen alcoholics in rehab centres drinking mouthwash. I've seen them separating shoe polish. Go on, son, you enjoy it. Do you want a little cocktail umbrella in that? Anyone notice? Got a new vape on the firm. Look at that. Got 2 nice coils in that. It's an RTA dual coil. Yeah, Entropy says you're offline, but there's a bit that you can still donate, though. That's my point. See you later, Philip. I pinged you a thingy. Look after yourself, mate. Hello, Mr. Chapman. Lovely to see you. Mrs. Me in it reckons mouthwash is nice with a splash of Diet Coke, slice and ice. Oh, there you go. I'm getting a bit worried about my man Dom. It's going down. The missus likes it more than the magic potion. Oh, I'm here now. I've only got about 10 minutes left though, because I've got to get some writing done, and it's now 2:00 in the morning. Can you put some older streams back up? They're all up. And I can't. Any that are gone are gone. Yeah, I like a gin and tonic. I like a gin and tonic just as the sun's going down. Just dusk, you know. Sky out here is red and purple. Can you adjust the air to vape mixture and do a choo-choo train? Possibly, but I think this is something you'd have to look into yourself. It's a Wismec Rulo, but it's only a 2 battery. I used to get the 3 battery ones, which that's a broken one, but I drop them so often. I'm thinking of putting a bit of string around it and tying it to my desk, so that what happens is I put it down while I'm typing, flow state are going, elbow on the floor, tiled floor, can only take about 2 of them. And then I've got a nice Dead Rabbit atomizer on the top. I also got a Dead Rabbit atomizer, the new version, somewhere around here. Dead Rabbit 2. But this one's got one of those bubble glasses. I ain't gonna talk about it too much, Andrew, because there's only about 3 vapors here, and they won't put up with that for long. I'm really pissed with Entropy. I'm going to see if I can open it on a different. I reckon I know what's happened, you know. One of these days, I'm going to go down that Entropy offices with a stolen Cambodian Kalashnikov, and I'm going to say hello to my little friend. And just when, that's very kind of you, King Carl, but I can't take Patreons. I can only take entropies. I've closed Patreon, so you'll get that bullseye back. But if you want to put it into my Patreon, you can. You'll get that back. No Patreons. Oh, that's a real shame. You'll get that back. That'll probably be back in your account tomorrow. Whereas if you go to there, even though it'll say I'm offline, there'll be a bit that says you can donate. But that won't. I haven't got a Patreon account, so that will come back to you. Hang on a minute. No, it won't. You can give super chats because they don't go through Patreon, do they? Oh, in that case. Nice one, King Carl, and everyone else who's donated. I made this mistake last time, didn't I? Super chats don't go near Patreon. Super chats go straight through YouTube. I'd like to thank everyone who's given me a Patreon. Oh, everyone who's been holding back. You can just a sea of super chats. King Carl has just absolutely made my day because I can take super chats. They go direct from YouTube to me. Patreon's the monthly thing, isn't it? King Carl. Da da da, King Carl. I'll do it long enough so you can get your iPhone out and get a little bit of it on video. Show your missus. Ba da da, King Carl. Ba da da, King Carl. Boo doo 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 doo, King Carl. Boo doo 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 doo. Yeah. Yeah. Crack on with your super chats. Here they come. What kind of it just goes to show what a terrible grifter I am. I've spent about half hour of this stream telling people not to send me super chats because I've closed Patreon down. And Patreon has what to do with super chats? Nil. Well, there you go. What a funny old world it is. Thank you, Carl. And I think we've had a couple more come through in the meantime. Carl, that's very generous of you, man. That'll get a book jacket done, you see. That's how I'm seeing it. Now let's get those other two. What I have fucked up so much in this stream. Proves that it's me though. Martin Davis, Lady Godiva, thank you very much. Much appreciato. Yeah, that's it. I've got to forget it. Thank you, Mike. Always appreciated to be appreciated. Carter? And what are you doing hanging around these parts? It's going to ruin your reputation, you know. Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Well, I'm quite glad that King Carl weren't paying attention because otherwise that wouldn't have happened. Look at that. I'll tell you who I miss. I'll tell you who I miss. And there are a lot of people who I miss. But I miss our Navajo friend. Kieran's come through with a tenner, just a small one for old time's sake. That's what I tell my ex-missus when I catch up with them. I'm talking about a gin and tonic. Come on, let's not be naughty. Lil Bullet drops a score on the door. These new YouTube, I know, 5 years and, you know. Right. Rags, are you over there? Because that one's got to go. Maybe it's because I didn't get it sorted. Oh, I don't know. Thank you, Little Bullet, and thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Carter Cole. And thank you, King Cole. Yeah, the English loyalist. I ain't seen him in a long time. Probably different time zone for him. Packers dropped £2. Nice one. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I've burked it right up. But I think it proves that after everything, I am actually not a grifter because I'm not that good at it. I've just run up to some old lady in the street and gone, "Give us your purse." And she's gone, "Oh, please don't hurt me." And then she's given me her purse and I've gone, "There you go. I've just tidied that up for you." I was busking once outside in Paynton, and this woman, Carlson, has dropped a £5. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver and gold. Yes, I. Well, there you go. The great I and I. I think all that Rastafarianism is significantly anti-white, though. But you know, it's made some nice tunes. So rough with the smooth. Thank you, Carson. Wait, hang on a minute. Did I just see Horus lingering? No. No. They've got over 70 gins at the raffles in in Phnom Penh. Kieran, are you talking about our Navajo friend? Has he got an Instagram? Same fella, yeah? Can you confirm? What a funny old stream that has been. I'll do a little bit more because I feel like a bit of a Burke. Iron Monkey drops a tenner. You almost talked yourself out of this one. I almost talked myself out of all of it. But the mad thing is, I've done the same thing on the last stream. On the last stream, I was going, no super chats because I don't do Patreon anymore. I've done it before. And then the same thing happened. Towards the end, I went, oh, hang on. Yes, you can. Same thing. Yeah, it's all about having it all. It's all about what goes on inside. Thank you, Iron Monkey. Appreciated. Got a couple more. Nice to see you, though, Horace. Chrissy drops a lady on me. Ha ha, here you go. Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you, Chrissy. It's a bit narcissistic, but I've always found Chrissy quite a sexy name. That's not right, is it? But it's not wrong either. Thank you, Chrissy. Oh, hang on a minute. Ted's dropped a lady. Rodney, you plonker. I've done the same thing twice. If you don't believe me, look at the last stream. No, the one before last. Don't give any this. Don't give any this. And then I went, hang on a minute. There you go. Schrodinger's Gaffney misses all the shoe repairs. There's many things to miss with my streams because it's a mosaic, isn't it? It's a mosaic of the world today. I put many different pieces together at angles and juxtapositions and form a new picture. Yeah. I'm pre-postmodern, which is what would that be? Impressionism, the Renaissance. Nice one, Ted. Oi. Did they really? Oh, are you sure? Nice to see you, Mr. Wookie. I always used to think it went. Hang on, I'm thinking of the Professionals. Cowley. No, there's no burps and there's no belches. I've tidied up my act. Does anyone watch Academic Agent channel? I've been on it. I was a guest on it. We had quite a laugh as well, actually. Feel sorry for him though. He lost his job. He worked in the university, I think. I think I've got this right. Horace might know more about it, but I think he was a university lecturer. Like quite a nice, cushy little job. And he lost it because of his channel. So now he's trying to sell courses because he's got a house and a family and things. You go to his YouTube channel, like at the end and at the beginning, he says, you want to do a course in basic economics or this and that. What was the story, our pal? If me not finishing a story upsets you, don't bother with my novel. You can define my novel as 1,000 stories started. Well, I tried to get through them all once, but having 3 each of each flavour, I had 3, and that was 9, and I just went, better go home. But that was when my missus wanted some red wine, and she'd never had it before. The waiter come out with the bottle, cork out, in like a white sort of serviette thing, whatever you call it, towel, bog roll, and he showed her the bottle. but because she's a peasant girl, she thought he was offering it to her to taste. So she just grabbed it and took a swig. And I looked at the waiter and I was like, I think I'll be taking the whole bottle then. All right, I'll get over there, Kieran. I'm not on Instagram. I've got a couple of business accounts on there, so I could probably wangle it that way. Horace, don't, you're giving me the shivers. Okay, so he's lurking. Antox is lurking. Hello, brother. Nice to see you. I'll tell you who'll be pissed he's missed this. Carlson, is it true that in Asia you can buy beer in a bag with a straw? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you can buy petrol in used whiskey and vodka bottles that they sell at the side of the road in the heat. The geezer's got a cigarette while he's pouring it into your scooter. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, why waste a bottle? If you've brewed a load of beer and you can't get any glass bottles, that's going to cost you more money. Plastic bag with a straw in it, why not? Oh, yeah. So I was in Paynton and they hated me. Hello, Dr. Jimmy. Good to see you, son. Humans, tried to drop a £5, but it wouldn't go through. Turns out I've only got €4 in my bank account. Keep them. Don't try and adjust that if things are worse than I thought. So I was busking in Paynton and I used to do the same spot every day and they hated me and I was already withdrawing. All I wanted to do was get a packet of baccy and 2 Chelsea buns so that me and the missus could have a smoke, a Chelsea bun each, and then I'd go out thieving or whatever to get some money for some smack. So what I'll do, but I can't sing anyone else's songs. I can now, a few nice tunes actually. But in those days, it was the old wasp in a bowl of blood sort of stuff. And the shops and the round where I busked hated me. They paid me to go once, only once. They gave me a tenner. They said, please go. I went tenner. Yeah. But this woman, she was a bit sort of like special, you know. And I was sitting there going, a wasp in a bowl of blood struggles as its wings gets. Let me play it to you. I don't know how in tune this is going to be, and I'm certainly not going to tune it up now. We can get away with that. We'll get away with it. What were the chords? There you go. So imagine this, Paynton, middle of February. A wasp in a bowl of blood struggles as its wings get stuck. Oh, there's another chord there somewhere. Wasp in a bowl of blood struggles as... Oh yeah, here we go. Right, start again. What is that note? A wasp in a bowl of blood struggles as its wings get stuck. You've heard enough, right? So she's come over to me going, hello. And I was like, all right. And this is busking junkies heaven. She went, that was beautiful. And I was thinking, are you sure? Even I don't think it was. She said it was lovely. Can you sing another one? And she's getting her purse out. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah. I'll do you The Fly That Died. And it's pretty much the same song, actually. The fly that died, it was dead, but it come alive. So I'll give it A Fly That Died. and she'd give me like £2, and I was over the moon. That's the backy in those days. And then I said to her, just out of politeness, I said, what I really need is a set of new strings. Now I wasn't saying it for I wasn't trying to get her to buy them. I just said, I just talking to her because she just gave me £2 for two of the worst songs on the planet. And when I said it, she went, how much are a new set of strings? And she started getting out like 20s and 10s. And that would have just sorted my day out if I'd have gone £20. And I couldn't do it. And I was quite proud of myself. I regretted it afterwards. So I was like, February, my fingers are frozen. I've got fingerless gloves on. Took me about 5 hours to make enough money to get one bag of gear. And I did sort of regret it, but I was quite proud that, no, I've still got some morals. I will not take £20 off of a woman who's clearly mad. Because then when she can't pay her electricity, she'll say, well, I did give the nice man with the face like a concentration camp victim £20 for some new guitar strings. Maybe that's where it went. And then have her 4 brothers come down and kick the shit out of me. So, yeah, that's the story, really. A couple more super chats have come in while I've been chatting. I probably missed a few as well. See you later, Horus. Take care, mate. Hello, Ludwig. Oh, Dino. Right, so we've done the bag of booze with a straw. Hello, Jean de Valet. Nice to see you. They are all I don't write stories, I write words. It's a very different thing. Lovely to see Jimmy. His missus writes some lovely things as well. Right, let me see what I missed. Mr. Bullets dropped another Godiva. I still can't find the Allswip video. I'm so sorry because it wasn't a story, was it? It was just a bit in a video. I'll tell you, if you find it, send it to me. Because I could do that one as well to write it up because it's a cracker, isn't it? Right, literally, yeah. Well, there's a little business idea for you there, Mr. Wookie. Does petrol break down plastic or something? Honey Monster only buys diesel in measures of because over here they have pump attendants. Imagine going up and him going, okay, how much you want, sir? 4 marigold gloves full, please. Make that 3.5 marigolds. He gets out his snide little ones, and you go, hang on a minute. There's 2 cc's less in those little ones. I said marigold for a reason. Now get it right, or you're going to lose my custom. Meganesia Shan has dropped 100 ZAR. Can I be a scrub? Asking out of courtesy. You already are. Of course you are. You're a high-ranking scrub, Meganesia. Your name's been mentioned many times. How nice. Let's all write scrub Megan. Make Megan feel great. There you go, scrub Megan. Well, I've done it. I've had nearly 200 people. Well, the lyrics are lovely, Jess. It is the lyrics. A wasp in a bowl of blood struggles as its wings get stuck, and everybody says they can't do anything. Oh, but not me. I dive straight in because it's the best wasp, yeah, that I've ever seen. And I'm happy, and happy is good. I knew that it is because my mum said it would be, yeah. Yeah, Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, in a fairer world, we'd all be listening to that. We'd all be listening to that. It's an horrible lump of wood. I've got a lovely Fender acoustic at Marky Mark's house, and I just can't risk sending it over here and having it arrive in 7 pieces. It's actually a guitar that's gone up in value since I bought it, which is bizarre. Good memory on the old unit. Well done, Rusky. Did you like the rest of the song, Jess? I think I've got a recording of it somewhere that I will make a point of not letting anyone hear. Good work, our pal. Easy to learn a load of chords, and it's a lovely little sound. Just you can just play and knock out songs how you like them. Oh, Ian, that's not very nice. The meaning of the song was... Oh, come on. that's some question. Well, to be honest with you, Jane, that's the sort of music I listen to anyway. I listen to classical music because it's nice to write to, because it's very dramatic, but then it has, like, peaks and troughs, but there's no lyrics, there's no singing. Well, sometimes there's like but that's not really putting me off. But yeah, see, thank you, Jess. It takes effort to be nice. Oh, our pal, very good. Come on, people, where's it from? Don't go yet before I can say ta-ta for now. Just got to pop out and drop a bit of fish off on a doorknob for my neighbour. The fish man has just been. Where the fuck do you live? I won't go just yet, but I do want to do some writing tonight, and it's now 2:30. What, the mad woman? Hello, Fionn. Why? Well, one was about a wasp and one was about a fly. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm kind of fascinated by wasps and flies and bees and things. I find them fascinating. Oh, certainly more so than the ones we get in Cambodia. I mean, most of you know the stories. Every time one comes in here, it's about the size of a sparrow, and the missus says, "No, I get the broom to go and get it," and she goes, "No, him bite you, you dead." So, our pal's song was, of course, the Kit Kat advert. You can't sing, you look awful. Well done. She became your manager. We were being managed by a band who do all the merchandise for Radiohead. I went and done a gig for her. This is a funny story. So I've told it before, but for those of you that haven't heard it, if you've got That's It, You'll Go a Long Way. He snaps a Kit Kat, doesn't he? You'll go a long way. If you can do 5 or 10 minutes, this is a funny story. I've told it before though, so some of you might have heard it before. Actually, I might tell this as a Substack this month. Anyway, So me and Trevor Locke, we done a tour of people's living rooms, and they paid us quite generously. We done like, I've told you, we done like Boy George, Kate Moss, Sadie Frost, but we also done like students, where we were doing gigs in like the kitchen with the bin next to us and about 50 people all sort of crammed in there, and they charged them all from the university to come and see these two comedians, and every gig went pretty well. There was one where there was only 3 women, 3 big fat old women. Yeah, she was going, I'm sure I invited everyone on the street, and I was thinking, no, yeah, they ain't coming. I've got to do a gig, 40 minutes to you two. Good Lord. And so after the living room tour, I said to him, right, what we need is rooms with a stage and a microphone that are empty in the evenings, and we can do tours in them. So we had a little think, and I said to Trevor Locke, I went, schools have got an assembly hall, and even if they haven't got a PA set up, they're obviously going to be architecturally designed in such a way that the kids can hear the teacher. So, me and Trevor never used to use mics in small rooms anyway, because they're a pain in the arse holding them. So we put out all these adverts. Well, we'll do a gig in your school, and we'll give the school half of the profits. So it was like a charity thing. So if we took 400, we'd take 2. That's 100 quid each for the gig, plus expenses. Yeah, steady. And the school will get 200. Lovely. So that girl from Radiohead I was just telling you about, she said, well, why don't you come and do my school? And we was like, all right then, all right. So we get to this school, and it's in Reading. You know Reading? And lovely. Couldn't ask for a nicer venue. Stage was about 1 meter off the ground, so you had just the right angle to that's a nice stage to work on, about 1 meter. It's high enough to get immediate authority, but not too high so that you're worried about falling off and they've all got to break their necks. Tables with like 5 or 6 seats all around one side, so people haven't got to crank their necks round. About 150 people turn up. Now, what we done, we took turns. I mean, Trevor was the more well-known comic than I was. So he'd go on, do like 5-minute, 10-minute warm-up, and then introduce me. Then I'd go on and do about a 30-minute set. And then there'd be a little interval, and then I'd go on for 10 minutes, warm them up again, and then Trevor would headline. So Trevor's gone on, and Trevor's like, his comedy is really soft and gentle, sort of British whimsy, it was described as once in The Guardian. But I think he's the best comedian working in England. If you ever get a chance to see Trevor Locke, go and see it. Even if you don't like it, you'll find something about it that's interesting. Right, hang on, I'm missing a few super chats and I can't afford to miss them. Let me just deal with them because it's much appreciated. Dab FP3TA, there's a backup of your YouTube channel. I'll drop a link to it in the chat. Might have some of your vids that YouTube deleted. YouTube didn't delete any of mine, but send it to me, chris@chrisdangerfield.com. That's a nice thing of you to do. I've got it all backed up on an external drive, but that's very kind of you, and I appreciate the super chat too. But then, as long as that means that if I lose it's nice to have it backed up again. Thank you. Whose bright idea was it to give Cambodia killer flies? Like God was just taking the piss out of the country. It's fucking heaven here, man. I won't be leaving this country. It's an amazing place. It's an amazing place. But I understand your point as well, Carlson. I kind of get it. It's razor blades in the shit, isn't it? Anyway, so Trevor's done his little bit of whimsy, and I've already fallen in love with the headmistress. And the headmistress had the most massive cans. And she wasn't one of those, she was quite a big woman in general, you know, tall and big shoulders. But she wasn't one of those women with big boobs who sort of straps them down. She had a Wonder Bra like on a shelf. She was presenting liters of flesh to everyone, right? And I was well horny for her, right? So I got on stage and I've just gone opening line, right? Opening line. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You would, wouldn't you? My opening line, I went, I've always said that. Come on, I've always said that. I didn't suggesting Cambodia is an amazing place does not mean that I don't think England's an incredible place. It's just a shame that it's being run by lunatics. My opening line was, I went, who else fancies the headmistress? And it was a really weird response. Like half of the place sort of went, oh, and the other half of sort of cracking up, but under their hands, sort of going, no way is this geezer going here already. And I went, come on, no, fucking hell. I went, have you seen, you know, I said, I want to fuck her. And now it's that half of the place is just crying with laughter, and about a third of the place is just looking at me as if to say, this can't be happening. And then I went, and this is the killer. And then I went, but not just a fuck. I'm talking about like my foot on the back of her neck and just fucking, and those fucking, what are they? I forgot what they're called. Oh yeah, I went, and those fucking space operas just sticking out either side so I can just flap them. Just fuck. And then I left a pause and I went, anyone else? Right? And it didn't go down with everyone. The headmistress was cracking up because she fancied me. But I've looked over at Trevor, and because I'd done this to him so many times, he was just going, because he knew that he had to perform after me after I've ruined the night again by being really distasteful. So in that sort of position, I just make it worse and worse, and I did. Anyway, Trevor done a good gig, saved the day. I mean, mine was good, but there was a definite split, you know. Not everyone liked it, whereas Trevor's was fun for all. But just as everyone was like leaving and that, the headmistress come up to me and she went, do you want to lift to the station? And I said to Trevor, Trev, you can drive yourself home. I said, I think I'll get the train back in the morning. You went, you're fucking joking. I said, nah. I said, that's all it was about. I wasn't trying to make anyone laugh. I was trying to, and it was quite nice. It was fucking great. Mrs. Me in It drops a score on the door. Thank you for not going while I hung fish on a doorknob. Strange village. Enjoying the chat of you in the scrubs. Love you all. Thank you, Mrs. Me in It. You and your other half have been lovely to me. And I think we've been lovely together. And I hope you're, after what happened, I hope you're settling down a bit to your life moving forward. I tell you what, yeah. And funnily enough, I sat on it while she enjoyed her ice lolly. Oh, come on. This is just absolutely degenerated now, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, you've done it, have you, son? You got on it. Nice one, son of Max. Lovely to see. There you go. I've done countless gigs for one girl. I hated it as well because in those days I was just obsessed with sex. You know, young man, mental problems, and like I used to hate it. If I was in Edinburgh or something every day, sold out every day, of course. I'd get nice one, Phil. Oh, Phil, is it? I'd come through the back of the room. So you walk down through the audience. You know, they're facing that way, and you're walking down. You turn around, and they're all applauding. You grab the mic, and you're like, "Hey!" And then if I saw a bird in the audience who I fancied, you know, one of those ones that you look at immediately and just think, oh, fucking hell, man. I didn't like it. Because I then knew that whole gig was about pulling her. And it often worked. And I'd outright say it. At some point she'd be laughing too much because I'd been giving her plenty of eye contact. So she's using her seductive techniques by letting me know that she knows that there's something going on. And I'm glad. I'd say something like, "I'm glad that you're laughing lots because I so want to fuck you. It's untrue." And then everyone would laugh, but I've then just put it on a plate for her. And then at the end of the gig, I'd write my number on a bit of paper. And I'll say, "I'll be out in Edinburgh tonight on the piss if you want to give me a call. 9:30. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Shit, I know I shouldn't have eaten those Valium. Hello, love, how are you? Here he comes again. Old Daft Bafritier. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. Easily remembered. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. But I didn't like it because the rest of the crowd suffered. You know, I suddenly had a different agenda. I'm trying to pretend I give a shit. I really am. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. I don't like writing it down on the internet because there's bots that scout for emails, and I already get about 1,000 fucking spams a day. I'll tell you who's spamming me about 4 times a day. The fucking Times. and every time I go to unsubscribe, they say, "Would you like to tell us why?" And one of these days I'm going to go, "Well, it was the bit where you said I was grooming teenage Nazis that put me off your publication." But I'd rather let that sleep rather than dig it up again. No, of course. Unless you draw attention to it, unless you play that hand. If your hand is nervous, you say to a woman, you say, I can barely speak to you at the moment, but I can definitely fuck you. I'm a really nervous person. But once the submarine has docked, so to speak, all those nerves disappear. Yeah, it's a numbers game when you're in your 20s anyway. No, I've been blessed. I've been blessed with. I've been blessed with women. I've had some beautiful women girlfriends, and I've had some beautiful women lays. And I've got friends who've had struggled all their lives with women, and I've had it easy. I've had it easy with women. Not the mental ones that told me they had cancer and things like that. But no, I've had it very easy, which is it's only really over the last 5 years I've realised how lucky that is. Especially listening to a lot of people in the stream who said, do a stream on pulling birds and all that. Yeah, they love confidence. Confidence and honesty. Honesty is the real one. Both those stories I just told you, the first thing I said was, I really want to fuck you. Now, some girls don't respond to that, but I don't tend to ask those types of girls. You're sort of unconsciously drawn to women who tend to like you. That's how we've survived this long. JC's on the firm. See you later, Tuzfo. Been a pleasure as ever. I'll tell you what, Mrs. Me in it. If you can get yourself to central London town, get yourself down to Jay Sheiky's. Oh, you'll get a lobster and crab. Oh my days! Tell them Dangerfield sent you. They'll show you where the toilets are, and they'll even give you a bit of water and some cotton wool. He's a dirty bastard. Andrew says, I was the same, Chris. Top cock for decades. Now in my 50s, I prefer the company of someone who makes me laugh. Yeah, my missus, she keeps me giggling, but she's also very, very demanding, which is a terrible thing. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, Philip. What, like when you're a teenager, do you mean? I don't really understand that one. I mean, it's always been about women for me. I remember being like in primary school and obsessing over women in my class. Not to fuck them, I was 5, but I'd buy them presents and things and give them to them and want to love them, and I'd want them to love me. It's because I had an emotionally unavailable mother. I think that's what it comes down to. Good Lord, look, it's 2:45. I've got to go. It's 2:45 in the morning, and I've got to get some writing done because I'm keeping. I've got to be disciplined, and I want to get a couple of hours writing done every night. Yeah, but you mustn't. If you know it, you know it, and it's absolutely. That was my regular restaurant. I'd go there 2, 3 times a week. Knew all the staff in there. Had my own table. The usual, Mr. Dangerfield? Yeah, be a lobster and a crab. Sometimes I go for the fruit de mer, but the crab and lobster dish they do in there is something else. They mix up it's like a tomato and horseradish sauce that you put on your. Oh my days, you ain't gonna get any of that in Phnom Penh, I can assure you. Okay. So I suppose I didn't really have that because I already had confidence with women as a young man. But I know a little bit about you, Philip. I can't see you doing too bad with the old ladies. Nice one. I got the email about the backup. Thank you very much. Very kind of you for doing that. Cluffy reckons this has been amazing. Lovely. Well, let's leave in the traditional fashion. I'm just going to give you my Substack again. And listen, people, there's my Substack. So you can subscribe and you'll get 2 stories written every month straight to your email. But if you've listened to nothing else, please listen to this. Please send it to your friends. Just if you think you've got friends that would appreciate my sort of storytelling, just ping in an email with that link and say, look, subscribe to this, you'll like it. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. It's a couple of newsletters a month. Because without people sharing it, I need it to grow. And that would be very kind of you. I'd really appreciate that if you could send that off. I know a lot of you have signed up for it because you've left reviews and things. But if you could share it, it would mean the world to me. Right, let me get something here. Let's leave how we know it happens. It's been lovely talking to you people. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Let me see if I can do this without absolutely screwing it up. I doubt it. Right, so I'll get rid. Oh, there's the old drummer, always in early. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will be putting your comments on the screen as you go. Someone signed up to my Substack. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Ted, for a late Lady Godiva. Please do one of these every now and again, mate. It's nice to catch up. I will do. That's exactly the plan. It might be a month or two. It might be a week or two, but I will do. Thank you, Packer. Lovely to see you all. Thanks for the stream, Chris, and see you later. And listen, I will be honest with you. The fact that you've thrown a few quid at me, that means I can start looking at cover artists for my novel. So that does motivate me because such is life. Oh, look at that! He's only gone and grammar Nazi'd himself. I've done Ted's. I've done that one. Right, we're all good. Right, people, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think it's that one. I'm going to give it a go. There's that. There. Oh no! Oh, we nearly had no sound then. People are leaving already. That always upsets me because I like the old the leaving comments. See you later. Ta-da! Have you got sound? Can someone tell me if you've got sound? Have you got sound? I don't think you have. All the girls in every land I'm meant to know. Yes, you have. Nice one, Woodward. Here we go. We'll start with Carlson. Oh. There's see you later. It's been a real pleasure. Cheered me up. I work too much. I need to relax a bit more. I'd like to thank Moslab for hanging around as well. I pinged him an email. Oh, that's very kind of you, Jane. Thank you very much. The old Welsh Elvis, good memory. We're getting some blackouts, though, aren't we? Jimmy's staying. See you later, no cat Popeye. There's a place that is waiting for you. A world where the best in life is free. Where time is always spring. Happiness is king. The dreams you dream come and you, Cecily, and all of you. Hello, Hans. You're in good to see you, mate. See you later, Ralph. See you, Bertie. You look after yourself, Moslab. And that clan of yours. So good. Nice one, our pal. Take care, Ben. Jane loves Elvis. Jaylee just says, why? Okay, steady.
All the world.
Gaffney has Sam. Good.
All the girls. And every man.
See you later, Stephen.
Joy of loving.
Ragarana.
Is
Packers
revealed
up. Cheers, Andrew.
in the world of man.
I don't know what that means. Yes. Yeah, I will do. Oh, it all just went crazy then, so I'm sorry if I missed loads of you. I think we're done. I think we're out. People, it's been a pleasure. Look after yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Maybe in about a month. Could be tomorrow. Imagine that. Ta-da!